They don't have the money. So you have to pay more. And that is why you begin to read the news like electricity tariff increase, petroleum increase, petroleum price increase, house rent increase, this increase, that increase, because the whole country will have to react and raise money for them to be able to live a better life, for them to be able to fly those private jets, for them to be able to marry their children in an elaborate wedding, for them to be able to travel abroad and tell you they are going there to look for opportunity for you. Meanwhile, they are going abroad to either go and hide your money, or they are going abroad to go and steal a deal of the new property they are just buying with the new cash they are bringing from Nigeria. Everything they do for you is simply to rob you. That's what they do with the money they have. But they know that more Nigerians are poor now. More businesses are shutting down. And whenever that happens, that means generated tax will reduce. It doesn't take any rocket science. I don't need to be a scientist. I'm an economic scientist or whatever everybody wants to give themselves. For you to know that when your government increase your tax, and inflation is currently, food inflation is currently at about 40%. Some people don't believe that food inflation is 40%. They will tell you what we are paying for a bag of rice in 2015, 7,500 naira. We are now paying about 40,000 naira, 35,000 naira, 30,000 naira, 28,000 naira. Depends on what you are buying and from who you are buying from. So, Maiyegun, you cannot tell us that food inflation is 40%. When we were buying rice for 8,000 naira, 7,500 naira in 2015, and we are now spending times 3 of that, how can you say it is 40% or 30% inflation increase? That is 300% increase. Many things you were buying for 100 naira, 5 years ago, you are now probably paying about 500, 600 naira for them today. So you cannot believe the economist who said the food inflation in Nigeria is just 17%. It's 20%. How can it be 20% when a bag of rice today will buy you 3 bags of rice 5 years ago? It's a common sense, but I don't know. I don't know if do you get that now? So they are killing businesses. So when you don't have business, how can you pay real tax? You can't pay tax. If your business closed down, will you pay government tax? If you are not working and you are not, they are not taking your salary, you are not earning salary. So how can you then pay income tax? That is why they have created different funny names of how they can rob you. So now they want to rob dead people because of their dormant account. I think if someone is dead, their family have the right to take their money. I mean, that is what it will be in a country where you believe that human beings are in charge. So they know, because Nigeria is I do say that, and I'll continue to say it to you. Nigeria is like a graveyard. You know that graveyard where, one second, you know graveyard where vultures go to go and get fed on dead people. People who are dying of either starvation, hunger, war, and all of that. You will see vultures, the gonogoons, they will just jump out. One sec. Trying to stop, yeah. So you will see the vultures jump out to come and feed on the bodies of those who are dead or those who are already too weak to walk or to fight. So when you see the private sectors in Nigeria, and the type of services they give to Nigeria, and you expect the role of the government to protect the Nigerians from these so-called investors, you realize that rather than defend you, what do? They collaborate with them, because they make they know that the investors will milk you. Then the government, the politicians will milk the investors until the investors they are milked to the point that they have to run away from Nigeria. So it's a common sense thing that when your government make it real terrible this way, they will make more money. And when they don't make more money, they will not be able to deliver on their promises if they will ever deliver. Okay? That is the issue of tax. And you have them now. Many of you will pay many things. Some of you who are just transport workers, you will pay so many taxes to the point that you get so frustrated and you will shut down too. The second plan is to go borrowing, which is the easiest plan. And when they go borrowing, they are not borrowing because they care about any goddamn future of anybody. Okay? All of you now go find your level. When Nigeria, wherever Nigeria find itself, that is how Nigerian politicians really feel towards you. They are like, just borrow. Borrow anything. Pick anything up. So before now, bankers are those who normally shop a loan, dormant, money inside dormant accounts. Sure you get. So the banks, before now, whenever you have anyone, I mean, if you are your family member, had an account, a bank account, and probably they are dead, and they can no longer go to the bank, or you don't know they have bank accounts. So banks will keep the account. They will leave the account for a long time. Okay, so they will be expecting you to come to them and say, the member of your family, the owner of the account, is dead, and you have the power of attorney, the power of lawyer or attorney. I don't know what they call it in Nigeria. Here it's called the power of attorney, the one that gives you right to act on behalf of the deceased. Okay, so if you don't go to the bank, that's how banks make their money too. Some of these thousands, hundreds of thousands of dormant accounts, there are some money there. Some people abandon the account because they don't want anybody to let them know that they have that account. They don't even want to touch the money for years. So the banks will just take the money and just chop out. It be like say Buhari gang, they have told them to that, oh boy, soup they here. No be, when they first came in, they were looking for where to make money. Anything, just anything, sell anything. We will sell anything. They attacked the CBN of Nigeria, Central Bank. So they brought about this fraudulent, what is it called again? I nearly forget that. Round tripping is called. So round tripping, that means they will be having access to dollars from CBN at a different exchange rate. All of you who are doing legitimate businesses, those of you who are students abroad, and your parents will have to go and convert their naira to dollar, to pounds, or to the currency of the country where you are schooling. All of you will have to use different exchange rate. You see these criminals who have no business, no nothing. They had access to the CBN, and they could change a dollar for just 30 kobo. That was the reason why your dollar first crashed. That was the reason why you first had your first recession, when Buhari came in. But the collateral mummus, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the what do you call it, the crumb chasers, and all this kind of all this manner of guys. They said it was because PDP looted Nigeria. That was why your economy went into recession. No. It wasn't. They crumbled your economy. The real people who are driving the economy, those who are dealing in bringing businesses to Nigeria. I'm talking about those who are doing the importation and exportation of all the things that keep Nigeria running. Many of them, their businesses are to die. You know why? Because one Abubakar, Suleiman, Muhammad, Nasiru, who have no business in CBN because he is from Buhari's clan, he is from the clan of the Alibaba and 40 thieves, he is from the clan of the APC. They were able to have access to Forex. This is a true life story. It may sound funny to you. It is not funny. People's lives were destroyed in 5 years. That action destroyed many homes, destroyed many families. Many people committed suicide. Many people attempted to commit suicide because the effect of that is this. Those who needed the money genuinely to change, to run the economy, to run their businesses, they got trapped. Suleiman, Abubakar, Nasiru, El Rufai, all this Sanusi and the rest of them, they were getting free access to dollars that they were buying for just 30 kobo, 1 naira to $1, 2 naira to $1. Do you get that now? And they are reselling it in the black market. So all of you who are doing legitimate businesses, some of you who see yourselves as big men, big businessmen, They became nobodies because even their banks could not give them what they needed to bring their businesses to Nigeria. Many businesses died and recession set in. Many people lost their jobs. From 13.5 million unemployed Nigerians, it jumped now to 34 million Nigerians who are now unemployed. Go figure. It doesn't take a rocket science, does it? And I think that is more reason why some of my friends actually love Maiyegun, because it doesn't take a rocket science to know the truth. You don't need to go to school and go and spend 40 years in your school to study to understand how the criminals in Nigeria are getting away with their crime, and the collateral moves are sleeping, and they are attacking those who are calling on these criminals to account for their deed. The collateral moves are looking to tear them down. But what you don't know is that when they destroy the economy, when they destroy the country, crime will increase. Many people who never saw themselves as carrying gun, I'm talking about those who never saw themselves carrying gun 10 years ago, they are now contemplating that. You know why? Because they will need to survive too. Yes, the society will say, that doesn't mean that you should go and become a criminal. Don't worry, you will find out. You will find out that the person that is going to manage your next kidnapping case, that is if they kidnap you, because you can get kidnapped. This has nothing to do with prayer. God forbid. Even people waiting kidnap, many of them who survived, they came out to say, I was praying, God help me, God help me, God help me. And when the intention of the person will kidnap you will determine if your God will help you or your God will not help you. If Sheka will grab you, Baba, you will become a souvenir that we're going to use as a news material of another people killed by Shekau. But if others who are just looking for money grab you, you will understand that you will no longer be able to ignore, because they will tell you to ignore because you haven't become a victim yet. But it's a matter of time. So the consequences of that is that everybody is in danger and they are not tired. That's another thing. They are not tired. Now, just towards the end of last year, they said, oh boy, we don't borrow. We don't borrow today, borrow tomorrow, borrow next tomorrow, borrow next year, borrow next generation, borrow 10th generation self. Maybe I say some people deal with the way we never touch you. Who are they? Pensioners. Hey, so pensioners get money. I just say we don't lose their money now, because you would expect pensioners who are not paid now, who are now, you see them, you see in the news, just yesterday, a magistrate in Calabar, a magistrate from Cross River State, she was protesting no payment of her salary for 2 years. Judge of a court. The judge, you will see person, they'll say, congratulations, your life done better. Your life done better. You have been promoted to the position of a judge. In Nigeria, go and ask Tanko technicality. You will understand that the judges in Nigeria are not different from the wheelbarrow pusher and the pensioners in Nigeria who are unpaid. So when the governors realized that, oh boy, so money day, they say, money day now. Money day. They say, but when they first started, it was when they sold the license. I told people, I said, the gang up against Goodluck Jonathan then wasn't because they wanted to save you. And I'm not saying it because I think Jonathan was in any way better, okay? I'm not here to massage your ego, to make you feel better about Jonathan, okay? I'm just saying that what they didn't tell you, the reason why they had to gang up against Jonathan then, was simply because the oil license, the granting of oil licenses to oil companies who are going to be extracting crude oil from Niger Delta or any part of Nigeria, renewal of those licenses was due. It was in 2016 that the renewal will be done. And if Goodluck Jonathan was not kicked out then, there is possibility. In fact, from the rumor, they said Goodluck Jonathan wanted to win the second term before he will now use the process, because he's only the president. The president of the country is the only person that can sign oil license, for you to become oil explorer. You can be a girlfriend of the president and they can give you one oil block. You don't need to know anything about oil, okay? They just put your name on it, oil block. And then you just go out there, you can just look for somebody, you can travel to Europe, you can travel to America, you go and look for any company or anybody who can invest. You just tell them, you have oil rig. They should come and, you know. So this is what the Northerners are feeding on. This is what they present as what makes them rich. This is the power that the Northern Nigeria will kill anybody for. This is why they said Jonathan was planning to redistribute that wealth by reallocating the oil wells to the real owners, the Niger Deltans. Maybe not rumor, maybe not true, but we shall hear say, including Obasanjo was pretty much against the plan of having the people in Niger Delta control their own oil, instead of them campaigning to be to fight for fight for 13%, fight for 10%, fight for this, or resource control. They said Jonathan was planning to, maybe he was going to give it to his own friends, but he was planning to take that oil block, the license, away from these northern criminals who continue to call your leaders and everybody from other parts of Nigeria. They continue to call them thieves. But these are a bunch of generational criminals who are only surviving because they have that they have that threat that is working for them for years to hold on to the resources of other people. That is why they have, they have private jet, they have everything. All their emirs are rich, all their people. You'll be hearing funny names. All of them, they have oil rig in Niger Delta. So the reason why they all have to unite was because before then, it was Obasanjo who last issued the oil licenses. Yaradua couldn't do it. So the 10 years, and if they issue you like oil license in Nigeria for 10 years, you will use it for 10 years. Then they will renew it or they will take it away from you. So the ganging up then was that if they take power away from Jonathan, many of them, like Atiku, like Tiflumbu, and the rest of them, they will just be picking whatever they want in Nigeria. They didn't know that other people have their own plans too. So all the lies, all the old war, all the killings, all everything that they did in 2015 was simply because they wanted to control the oil. Now, in 2016, when the renewal of the oil licenses were carried out, Buhari was in London. Remember, he was receiving medical treatment. That was when he was declared to have died. And if you also remember, it was in that same 2016 that Maiyegun Baru, the former MD of NNPC, let me give you a quick rephrase so that it doesn't look like it's been muddled up. After they kicked Jonathan out, in 2015, it was the time for them to begin the sharing formula. First, ministerial, next, ambassadorial. Then in 2016, they were going to share the oil rig, reallocate it to the families, the northern family who are pretty much always in charge of Nigeria oil, even if they have never been to Niger Delta themselves. But by birth, they believe it is their birthright. So any president that comes to power must give their family the oil rig. Some of you don't know how fucked up Nigeria is and why nothing will work. No matter your scheme, no matter your plan, no matter whatever you think you can do to fix Nigeria, it's never going to work. So in 2016, NNPC took NNPC chairman or NNPC GMD, Maiyegun Baru. He's dead now. He died of coronavirus. Maiyegun Baru flew to London. He left Oshunbade, fake Pastor Ruga, in Nigeria as the acting president. Maiyegun Baru flew to London to go and meet Abba Kyari and Mama Daura. Buhari was already a vegetable, already been monitored by a machine to see if he's going to die or not. He was already declared dead anyway by so many quarters, by some quarters of the media. So Maiyegun Baru flew to London with documents of $25.5 billion oil contract, the new licenses that the government just approved. Nobody saw the biddings. Nobody knows the bidders. You're just going to know that they have bidded for the oil block and they have shared the oil block. And in 2015, the total contract for that oil block was 25 billion, 520 million, and you can say $25.52 billion. That's a lot of money, isn't it? So the way they take oil block royalty is this. They don't give them that money at the same time, okay? They don't give it to them once, all right? What they do is that they value all the oil blocks that they are selling, okay? They value them. They will say this oil rigo, this oil rigo, this one has in it the capacity of 1 million barrel. I'm just using that now, okay? Or 1 billion barrel. Or let me use 1 million. 1 million barrel of crude oil deposit is around this oil rig, right? So if you want to buy that, you have to bid. You can say, okay, in the next 10 years, I mean, if we begin to extract 10,000 a day, how much petrol and how much product are we going to use that for? So you begin to value how you are going to extract. Then if it's profitable for you to take that, then you put in your bid. So every year, okay, you will be, or every month, not every year, every month, you will be submitting your data of how much crude oil you are pumping from that rig, okay, to the NNPC. So NNPC will be collecting your own money. It is called the royalty money, okay? Nigeria doesn't give anything in oil exploration. They just award it, and they wait for you to develop it. When you begin to take the oil, you pay them royalty. So that your royalty, when it's divided, is what will be your oil contract for that 10 years for your license. If you are lucky, you can make triple, quadruple of how much money you put in as your bid. So that is the money the NNPC will then declare every month. When all of you who have the oil block, when you pay your royalty this month, they will say, NNPC will say they have sold 1 million barrels of crude oil in January. So this is the amount. They will put it in the national purse, and they will share the money to all the 36 states. Does this steps make sense to you? But here is the fraud in it. Now that Goodluck Jonathan will no longer be there, only one person can sign and approve all these newly approved oil blocks. And this person was Buhari, the president. So they gave the contract of 25.5 billion to God knows who. We don't know who. The communities where these oils are found or are located, they don't even know who is giving the contract. Then the NNPC will have to be the one to tell you how much of the crude oil they are selling a day. After making deals with all these criminals, including some of these northern families who are controlling the oil in Niger Delta. So they have to be the one, it's a party thing, right? So they have to be the one to say, it's like you buying, more or less like they sold the oil blocks to them in as scrap as well. So there are those who will say, you see that oil block, we know they see too much oil there. In fact, MD, I want you to say, we did not pump any oil this month. There's no oil in our rig this month. We didn't make much money. They say, okay, how much are you going to pay me if I do that? They say, I will pay you $2 million. Okay, $2 million. That's fine. Don't worry. You are supposed to pay Nigeria. You are supposed to remit about about $300 million. But you said you didn't make any much profit this month. Yes, I told the president myself. I was speaking to him yesterday. I want you to declare it and say we didn't make any money. You Nigerians, the opponents, the collateral mumus, you will be waiting that maybe your government is trying to do something for you, but it's pretty much about mortgaging your life, negotiating your future, and everything around you away at their leisure. That's pretty much what it is. So when they came in, it was what they were doing, and that brought about what? It brought about further collapse of Nigeria. Now they are now looking into see, when they say dormant account. Now two people, they get dormant account. People who are no longer living in Nigeria and they no longer use the account. Or people who are dead. Do you understand that? These are the people who are in the majority of dormant accounts. I remember when I left Nigeria 8 years ago. I remember this because I remember going to the ATM when we needed to bribe airport guys. They insisted that I have to pay them money. And I had no other money. So we had to use my ATM then to try and get something out. And I made the withdrawal. And I left 5,700 and something naira in my bank. Although today I don't even remember the account number. But I believe that my 5,700 naira is part of the money that Buhari and his gang of thieves are now asking the banks to declare because governments of Nigeria need that money in 2021. They are going to borrow. And they are now looking for people. Me, I'm not there too. But I have 2 dormant accounts in Nigeria. That's the one I remember. So if you are not in Nigeria yourself, your account that you have not seen for years, some of you don't forgo it because it's just like, but some of you had real money in your bank account. By the way, they are going to treat them as dormant if you have not used them in the last 2-3 years. Maybe if they will be fair or nice to you that much. Why is that? I mean, why do you have to use the, why don't you just say we are going to make law? I'm going to use let me say they should advise Buhari to use what is that called again? Presidential act or verdict or whatever it's called. Let him use his own veto or whatever power and say all the money in this dormant account should go to Buhari. Number one, this is the fraud. Number one, you will never know how much dormant accounts there are. You will never know how much amount of money. And you will never see them make attempt to contact those account holders, the account owners. Because Nigeria is a graveyard where everyone is scavenging, trying to pickpocket of everybody, steal from everybody, for them to live and live a better life that they cannot afford. Nigerian politicians cannot afford the luxury they are planning, they are budgeting for. They don't have anywhere to get the money from. Their citizens have become poorer due to the poverty, due to the corruption of the criminal ruling class. The citizens have become poorer. Businesses have been, downgraded and degraded. Taxes have reduced. Now they want to go and steal money from dormant accounts. Shouldn't they be writing us? I have account, I know they must have stolen it. When they started the abracadabra, some of you will not know. Some of us who left Nigeria, some of us that left Nigeria and left our bank account, we were reading the news. Some of the banks you had your bank account with, they have sold them to themselves. They have rebought them, they have resold them, they have renamed them, they have changed a lot. And despite that, there is no regulatory agency in Nigeria or any regulatory law that protected our money. In Nigeria, once they say it will be your money again, they can steal your money and they will still arrest you for asking for that money. Do you understand that plan? So we will never know how much is in the dormant account. Oh, you will never know. That is where the fraud is. Now, this is going to be a business for those who are supposed to tell the truth. They will not contact all of us and say, hey, Maiyegun, you remember that your account of 8 years ago? We are about to turn the account over to government. So do you still need the money in it? Of course, I need my money. I want my money. But when you see those Alimajiri Bambiala, Facebook Bambiala, Ashiri Abu Bambiala, Ashiri Abu Bambiala, Bambiala, and those nonsense, all these guys that APC, do you know that 5 years ago? If you ask anybody that send me your account. Thank you very much, Ibrahim. You are lucky enough that I'm seeing your comment today on YouTube. Sometimes this guy spew rubbish. Of course, everything about Nigeria is rubbish. So do you want me to start sounding like I'm a nice person when I'm talking about Nigeria? Enjoy my rubbish while it lasts. Bambiala, Ashiriabo, Bambiala, please give me, bros, do give away, bros, do give away, bros, help me, bros, I can't pay my school fees. 5 years ago, If you told anyone, if you ask anyone to give you their bank account, they will be like, I don't. Why don't you send? I can't give my bank. Though they don't have any money in the account, too, but they believe that give my account to a stranger. No, that's not right. But after 5 years, when Nigeria happened to many of you Dumbo Donda heads, the collateral mumus, the humbled slaves, the proud Nigerians, the proud idiots. So now you are easily dropping your bank account on social media everywhere. I'm looking for somebody to bless me today. You are. When we say Nigeria don't happen to you or happen to people you know, you will say, no, it's not that bad. But you are praying every morning. May somebody bless me today. 5 years ago, you had dream. 5 years ago, you had dream. Dreams, probably. Dreams that you will have a life, you will build a family, you will start a business, you will go after your graduation. Now, 5 years after that, your dream. So if I'm talking to you and you say I'm spewing rubbish, simply because I'm not saying the way you like me to say it, alaye, shop shit. Because that's what Nigeria gives you every now and then anyway. They give you shit to eat, right? So you can feed on that, get fat on that. In a way, it will help you. Exactly. Alozie awa iye live. When we talk about Nigeria, most of us who talk about Nigeria are not directly affected by the shenanigans going on in Nigeria. So Nigeria destroyed you, but some of you are still fighting, standing, that Nigeria will not break you. Nigeria will not break me. Jesus is for me. God will know. I know it's been working so far. Let's see how far you can hold and how far you can hold on to. Because what they are doing right now is this. They will loot and steal everything. Stealable. Why can't they just use this presidential act and just say, give us your money? You remember when they started something called stamp duty? Stamp duty. So anytime you make a deposit in your bank, you will pay. When you remove, when you withdraw money from your bank, you will pay. And other sundry pickpocket idea and policies of the government. So now your dormant account, they have told them that money is there. They want to steal it. By the end of 2021, they probably would have stolen the money. And they will tell us to go and do our worst. Some people will become billionaires. They will be the ones doing the consultancy job for government to know dormant accounts. You know what I mean? Nigerian businessmen. To know which one is dormant, which one is not dormant. They will begin to put them together. There are some dormant accounts, you will see billions. Some dormant accounts, you will see millions because the owners are dead. Their family members don't even know they had the money there. And the banks will not write them and say, wait, and the government is not saying, hey, Nigerians, we love you, and we know say this life too tough. Please go and check with your bank if you have any dormant account. Because we are trying to close all dormant accounts. Nigeria is broke. We need money. We cannot be this broke. And billions of naira is wasting away somewhere. They should write you, but they won't write you. They are just telling you what they are going to do. And what they are going to do is that they are going to steal it. They are saying they are borrowing it. Buhari borrowing money. APC, Egbekegbe want to borrow your deposit. Where the others, I mean, do you actually believe that? APC, Egbekegbe want to steal the money of dead people. And so many people who are not in Nigeria, including my money. And one Ibrahim Mofo is going to tell me that I'm spewing rubbish. That a government will steal my money and feel good about it. And the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the Buhari idiots, as we have them right now, will think I'm overreacting. Because to them, it is normal. It's the government that say you should not, olofo, and you oloribu somebody. Because that is what Nigeria did to you. Nigeria made you realize that living or thinking like human being or being treated like human being is too much of a luxury for you morons who actually support and defend them. Common sense says your government should ask me, if I want to give them my money or not. But as we speak right now, they probably have wiped out my information from their banking system because they have stolen my money. If I ask them for my account and my money now, they will say, that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. You cannot be asking for that now. So what happened to the money then? That's a long time ago. So that money just disappeared. Money, cash, we are put inside bank. The money that you didn't just type 5,000 something for me, I put the money there. And if Nigeria was supposed to be a country by now, my 5,700 naira should be probably in the region of 500,000 naira now. I'm not joking. 8 years ago, if Nigeria was working, but I believe my 5,000 naira is now worth divided by 4. Even if they want to give me the money now, my 5,700 naira will probably be worth nothing less than 1,000 naira to buy a recharge card. That's how messed up it is. So don't let them steal your money. I know that you don't have the idea of going out to protest and all of that. To you, that is a luxury meant for people who are freeborns. Slaves don't protest. But there are people who believe that they are freeborn too. They aren't slaves, and they will not accept the definition that APC, the bunch of rogues and criminals who have come to plunge your country into further, or let me say, into perpetual, poverty, destruction. And all of these are manifesting one by one. 2021, you will know better. I just make a tell you. I'm going to see you later this afternoon. To my friends, I am going to be having a daily Farotimi on Maiyegun's Diary Politico tonight. If you have the chance of joining us, please join us. It's going to be on YouTube.